It was a wonderful journey. It was a journey that exposed them to a tradition that they truly wanted in their lives and had not found the time to make an integral part of their lives through the various places and things that they had done. They were very happy with that journey. It was a new beginning for them. And when finally Joseph went through the formal conversion and Donna went through the steps of reaffirmation, there was a smile that some of you have seen. Perhaps it's visible to you in some of the photographs that are available in the reception room. It was a smile that most of us never quite get, except if we witness the birth of our child. I don't mean women who are birthing, but afterwards, when you see that child and the pain has subsided and all the ancillary aspects of delivery are forgotten, you smile as if you see a miracle. And that's what happened with Donna and Joseph at that moment. That they recognized in such an intense way that they were on to a new beginning. As long as Joseph was healthy, we continued to talk about music. As long as Donna and Joseph were able to share together at synagogue, we shared together. She was a wonderful person. And we gathered together to ensure in the best possible way that her memory remains an abiding blessing for all of us. That in fact what we gather together to do is not talk about her death or even whether there is immortality, but rather to acknowledge that Donna Dinberg is alive as long as any of us in this room and those who are not here can share memories about her. We leave the theology to others today. And so I now want to share with you some of your words about Donna. I have been given many writings and many emails, but I am not going to read them all. So if you wonder if I've picked yours and not someone else's, I don't know any of you, so it's not personal. And I'm not going to identify who they are written by, although some will be obvious. There are some people who come to be around within your life, like some colleagues who you might work with day in and day out, year in and year out. And when that stops, you forget about them easily. And then there are a few people who come into your life, perhaps only for a few times and for a short while, but you will never forget these people your entire life. For me, Donna most certainly belongs to the latter category. She is one of the dearest people I have ever known. The facts of her letter did not surprise me, but the honesty and bravery with which she faces what's coming was breathtaking. I did write her at length when she was first diagnosed and sounded a bit fatalistic about it. She wrote of just letting go and not going through any unnecessary attempts to delay the inevitable. I wrote back saying I understood her mindset, but asked her to continue the fight. The world can ill afford the loss of someone like her any sooner than it is absolutely has to. I sent her my love and my good thoughts. She regaled me with many stories and even dances. She said that's how she had explained a concept during a presentation once. And she often talked of her kids and her love for them. In the few years since finding Donna through Scottish ancestral research, she has been a great help in her support and assistance, not only as a distant relative, but quickly becoming a very good friend. Donna often talked of visiting Scotland, first with Joseph, then latterly, even after she was first diagnosed with cancer, of visiting with Liz. With eagerness, we look forward to their stay, having the opportunity of showing them around the ancestral homeland and introducing them to their extended family. Unfortunately, our dreams were never to be fulfilled. We will miss having Donna to share new findings on the family research, but she will always be in our thoughts. There were a number of comments made about Donna and Second Life. I met Donna in Second Life. I had created the first Jewish synagogue, and she came back to me and had me set up the first Hanukkah menorah lighting candle lighting on Second Life back in 2006. She encouraged me to branch out and make Second Life a place where people could learn about our heritage and religion. I will always be thankful for her care and friendship. Donna was always quick-witted, with a snappy repartee, but very well grounded in her discussions. She had a breadth of vision which allowed her to go from the macro to the minutiae without losing sight of the larger picture, and all this in a very logical and reasoned approach. One of her joys was being able to communicate to others the idea that service to the public could be accomplished in much better ways and means than the normal methods. Donna's background in information systems, combined with her librarian expertise, allow her to walk that fine line of service provider and technical expert. She had a facility of being able to move between both worlds and explain to the other what was required from both the user side, the implementation aspects, and the technical background requirements. In the time since Joseph's death and her diagnosis of cancer, Donna's analytic capacity and list-making came to the fore. Fighter that she was, and with her inquisitive medical mind, she embraced the opportunity to learn all about her disease, the medical options, and the progressive impact on her body. Even as the disease progressed and it became evident that her battle to contain and possibly delay the various cancers was for naught, Donna was still searching for opportunities to allow doctors to use her as a living experiment for various medical trials.